Awesome. Looks like we're already getting some people joining. Hello, everyone. Good morning and welcome.
Everybody.
Please just give us a few minutes to let everybody get time to join in, and we'll get started here shortly.
I feel like we should have some we should have Beyonce's like house music song playing.
Yeah, we've talked
You know
about
that one? It's like in my head. It's in my
we need
head. It really is.
some sort of waiting music. Keep the energy up.
Well, it's hard to keep my energy down, so no matter what, I can dance in my head and I'm totally fine. I can make it, I can rock it out. No one can stop me.
Glad to hear it. We're only at 11, but I think for the sake of time, probably good if we just get started.
Okay, that sounds good.
So good morning, everyone. I just wanted to quick point out an email that I just sent out to everybody who registered. It's a form, a document to follow along just for your reference during the webinar. To start, I just wanted to introduce myself. My name's Tommy. I'm with the Small Business Development Center here at Chinese Mutual Aid Association. I'll be putting some links and information in the chat if you're interested in our one-on-one no-cost business advising. We can help you with everything from a business plan to finding funding to educational workshops such as this. We also have another follow-up if you're interested in learning more about Google, specifically Google Maps coming in October. So be on the lookout for that. And for the sake of time, I will pass it over to JinJa, who's going to teach us more about Google Ads.
Well, thank you so much, Tommy. Appreciate it. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to learning the basics of Google Ads. I'm so grateful that you're here. This wonderful, wonderful Tuesday morning. I was thinking for myself, what day is it? Tuesday morning. You could be anywhere in the world. Of course, we're all virtual now, right? I mean, people can be virtual, people can be in person. We have so many choices now. It's incredible. And I'm really grateful that you chose to come to my class and my workshop this morning. It's hosted by the Chinese Mutual Aid Association. Thank you so much, Tommy, for this wonderful opportunity to host again. We do have basic Google Ads coming up today, but we do have another class I want to just mention really quickly coming up on October 18th, I think, right, Tommy? And the class is focused on, which class am I coming back to teach on October 18th?
Yeah, let me get the exact title, but it is going to focus on Google Search and Google Maps. It's going to be called Get Your Local Business on Google Search and Maps.
Oh, excellent. Okay, great. So that'll be the 18th. And I think that one is also at 11 o'clock, or is it at 10?
That is also 11 to 12.
Okay, great. All right, awesome. So I hope everybody comes back for that as well. But today we're going to talk about Google Ads and Grow with Google. I must mention, we help people grow their skills, careers, and businesses by offering free digital skills training tools, just like this class today, which is really exciting. So you have the same tools at your disposal that the big brands do. So I'm really excited that you're here to learn today. By the way, my name is JinJa Birkenbeuel. I'm the CEO of Birk Creative. Birk Creative is a visual identity and multi-channel brand strategy company. We help businesses of all sizes get to market, get customers, and get their attention. I'm also the founder of the Honest Field Guide podcast, which is an amazing podcast that I launched a couple of years ago, running really strongly, where I interview entrepreneurs, small business owners, and entrepreneurial minded people, thinking people about their journey and how they got there and how they can share their own strategies to help us as well. I just released a recent episode. I interviewed a woman. She actually formerly worked at Google, and she talks about what it means to be the breadwinner of the family as a woman, which is a very interesting conversation. You know, she kind of flips the narrative on that. So I highly encourage you to go look at the Honest Field Guide podcast, which you can listen to wherever you listen to podcasts. And I'm also the songwriter in a band called Utah Carol, which I launched online. And I used to run a lot of ads with Google Ads to sell our records, and it did absolutely work. And then finally, I have a nonprofit organization which focuses on NFTs and Web3 strategies. Okay, in this introductory workshop, we're going to discuss how to reach more customers and grow your business, specifically with Google Ads. And again, this is a business workshop, right? So this is about business, and this is about people that have a business or that are about to start a business or that believe they should be in a business or running a business. Maybe you're the first, second, third generation business owner. Maybe you have a retail storefront. Maybe you do service. Whatever it is, this really is about how do you use the best tools to help drive awareness to your business through Google Ads, okay? So a little bit about the coaches. This is part of the Grow with Google program. So the Google Digital Coaches launched a while ago, about 2017. And since then, we're hitting our 5-year anniversary. So I'm really excited to be here. We just recently got featured in Fast Company magazine as one of the top innovative by design companies that's really helping people in the United States grow their businesses. So we finally got some recognition as a team, and I'm really excited about that. And I'm heading to New York tomorrow to go with my team and learn more about how great we've been doing the last 5 years. Our best social media handle is at Digital Coaches Program. And that particular handle is something that really works best on Instagram. I'm going to put it in here. So if you want to tag Digital Coaches Program about today's class, that would be great. And then also, please make sure you tag me so that way I'll know it. But you can just sort of share what you've learned here and just, let everybody know what you thought about the class or, what kind of strategies you're going to put in place. And let me just add this to all the hosts and the panelists. Okay. And again, we share content all over Instagram, but if you want to connect with me on LinkedIn, that is actually my #1 platform. I am a LinkedIn creator. So that's really the best way to reach out to me. I also have another class coming up I want to mention. It's establish a professional domain and free website and email for your business. That's actually happening next Friday, the 30th of September. So this is a great class, excuse me, because you really do understand how to get a free website, how to get a domain. Maybe you have 3 businesses, maybe you have 10 businesses, or maybe you have 20 businesses. There's all different kinds of ways to get inexpensive domains and also get free websites for each of your domains. So I talk a little bit about that in the class. It's really worthwhile, especially if you have, like I said, multiple streams of revenue that you're trying to launch, or maybe you already have. So please come to that class as well. Okay, great. And you can register for that, by the way, at googledigitalcoaches.com. This is Google Digital. I think actually, if you could put the web address for my link in there, that would be really amazing, Tommy, as opposed to going to the googledigitalcoaches.com website. If you look for JinJa Birkenbeuel, you'll find the link to my registration page. All right, so today we're going to start with a quick overview of online advertising and how Google Ads work. I'm going to walk you through the process of setting up your ads account and creating your first ad. I'm going to show you 2 different ways you can create your ads. I'm going to go into tips for creating better ads, and then talk a little bit about how you can measure your ads. And I'll share some additional resources if we don't run out of time that you can use, for later, on today or the week or the month. There's other types of things that are happening within Google. Okay. So businesses large and small use Google Ads. Right now, if you actually go to an incognito window or private browsing, or if you're on your phone, if you just go to Google and type in any word you'd like, you'll probably get served an ad, and you'll know it's an ad because it will say ad, and I'll talk a little bit about that later. But every business, every large brand in the world is running advertising on Google. I'm actually running advertising as well. If you type in Birk Creative on Google search, you'll find, hopefully you'll get served an ad that I have running right now. I run ads 365 days a year. Basically, my motto is you have to spend money to be in business. If you're not spending money, you're probably not really in business, right? I mean, for all of you that have a business, I'm sure that you know this mantra. I'd actually be really curious to know, where you're calling from and what your business is, and please share the link to something that someone can do on your website, whether that's something that someone can buy. They can sign up for an email newsletter. Maybe you put a link to watch for them to watch a video that you created, or even put a link to where they can follow you on social media. Please share what you're doing right now in the chat. You know, if you feel comfortable, share it in the chat, because I think what we like to do in environments of virtual environments like this, we really do want to learn how to connect with others online, because we're not all in person all the time anymore. So trying to figure out, you know, how can I communicate most effectively in a chat environment? I know it sounds kind of odd to some people, but that's really actually what's happening right now. And I'd also like to know where you're calling from and what your business is as well. So to connect with your target audience and get results, you're going to want to be found online, right? Where potential customers can see you. Online advertising can be really effective when potential customers are looking for the types of products and services you offer. And that really gets into a conversation around keywords. You know, depending on what someone types in with their keyword, you know, hopefully your business will show up. But that does take a little bit of work, and we'll talk a little bit about that today. So how often do you actually go to Google to research a possible purchase? I know that I did last year, as I was trying to figure out, I need a new couch because I need a comfortable chair so I can work more easily because I'm not in the office anymore. So I spent a lot of time looking for a comfortable chair and couch so that I could actually have a better, more holistic environment, work environment to work in virtually, right? So maybe you just want to make sure even an item is in stock. Maybe you want to know before driving, you know, 20 miles to get someplace. This happens all the time, right? People don't really go online anymore. They actually live there. You know, we're here right now. And this really isn't a catchy phrase. This is what the data is showing. In 2019, half of surveyed shoppers said they use Google to discover new products, and half said they use Google to research their purchases, which is what I do all the time. I mean, how many of you actually use Google to research, right? And to find out what you should buy, where you should go, who you should know, what that person's about. This is what Google's about, and this is why I love Google. So how do ads actually work on Google? It always starts in the moment when someone wants to know something, go somewhere, buy something, or do something. So just imagine someone is searching for a holiday gift for a friend, and we're coming up to the holidays right now. I'm sure you've noticed, you know, you're going into the store now and you're getting inundated with Halloween candy corn and pumpkins and things like that. So imagine that someone is searching for a holiday gift for a friend. They grab whatever device is available, handy, they go to google.com and they look for an answer, right? Maybe she's not sure what she wants or what she's looking for, so she types in a word or a phrase. Maybe she says, you know, gifts for a book lover, you know, or, you know, non-sugar candy for Halloween, or ideas on what to give kids. What do kids like to eat nowadays? Things like that, right? So Google shows a search results page, which is a list of websites and info resources related to the search, including relevant ads, right? So ads are chosen by an advertiser auction that runs in real time. In a matter of milliseconds, Google will determine the auction winner and display it on the search results page. It happens in not faster than this, right? But I mean, can't snap my fingers any faster than that. So whether or not a particular ad is offered to the customer really depends on how the ad was actually set up. So including the ad's bid strategy. So the bid is the maximum amount an advertiser can pay to click on an ad, right? So the amount of the bid isn't the only factor that determines if an ad is shown to a particular searcher. So ads with bigger budgets will be shown more often, of course. Smaller budgets, though, can get some pretty good visibility as well. If the searcher sees something in the results that doesn't look like a good fit, she can click on it to learn more. If she clicks an ad, she's directed to a page on the advertiser's website. And if she searches from a smartphone and there's a phone number associated with the ad, she might actually initiate a phone call, which is what I do all the time, to connect her to the advertiser's actual business. If you have any questions, or when you do have questions for me, please feel free to leave them in the chat, and I will circle back on the questions towards the end of the call. So there's a lot of different ad formats for Google Ads, including text ads, image ads, shopping ads, dynamic search ads, call-only ads, and video ads. You might want to take a screenshot of that unless you want to go back and look at the recording later. So today we're really going to focus on one format, which are text ads. Now, text ads are my favorite. I'm doing a huge campaign right now, a recruiting campaign using text ads. And those ads get you the best results, but they also take a little bit more work, and generally they're a little bit more expensive to do text ads, but they're the best ads, in my humble opinion, that are available on Google platform. So text ads can appear on Google search results pages and across the display network. And that is partner websites that show Google ads, right? You may have heard the terms PPC or CPC. They stand for pay per click and cost per click. So text ads on Google search use a PPC pricing model. This means that advertisers pay for clicks, not simply to appear on the search results page. So the display network offers other bidding options like CPM, which is cost per 1,000 impressions, and CPV, which is cost per view for video ads, but we'll focus on pay per click today. And again, if you go to Google right now and you just type in any word that you'd like, candy, best bottled water, top Google phone, things like that, you'll probably get served a lot of ads in the first, couple of hits on the top, and you'll see the little symbol that says ad. I like to do this because I like to really understand when I'm learning this type of content, what does an ad actually look like and how does it behave? Going to Google right now, looking at it, typing in a word, clicking on an ad and seeing where it takes you, that'll give you an experience of what it looks like or what's actually happening right now with the advertising. And like I said, if you type in Birk Creative, hopefully you'll get served the ads that I'm actually running right now. Okay, so before using many of Google's services, you're gonna have to have a free Google account. When you have a Gmail account, it pretty much opens up everything in the Google environment is available when you have a Gmail account for the most part. A Google account is a username, a password that lets you sign in once to access connected Google products like Gmail, Google Docs, Google My Business, Google Sheets, Google Slides, Google everything, right? You can use a Gmail address or you can register another address if you prefer. So after you are in your Google account, which is at g.co/ads to set up your ads account, that's what you want to do next. When you go to that page, you want to click the button that says Start Now. There's no fees to set up an account. There's no startup fee, no cancellation fee, no minimum commitment, no contract. You can turn ad campaigns on and off as often as you wish, fully in your control. With PPC, you can only pay if someone expresses interest in your ad by clicking on it. You don't pay for people who aren't interested in your ads. You don't do that. This means you only pay for results and it's easier to measure your success. If your ad is not giving you the results you want, you can edit your ad, pause it or cancel it at any time, and you only pay for the clicks that have already happened. So when you first set up your ads account, Google will take you through the steps to set up what's called a smart campaign. I love smart campaigns. They're so easy, they're so simple, they're really a great solution for small businesses. My favorite, smart campaigns use Google's technology to automate campaign management to help businesses reach their goals. So to start, you want to select one of 3 goals for a specific ad. And if you have more than one goal, you'll want more than one ad. So you'll maybe think about getting more calls, getting more website sales or signups, or maybe getting more visits to your actual physical location. So next you want to enter your business name, and this should be the name that you want your future customers to know. Hopefully you already have a business name, but if you don't, you're really ahead of the game right now if you're in this workshop about ads. So next you'll enter the website address that you want people to visit. This may not be your website's homepage. As I said earlier on the call, I said, please share a link to something that someone can do when they go to your website, right? You don't want to send people on a wild goose chase. So you ideally click on an ad that will take the searcher directly to the most relevant web page that leads to the sale or the desired outcome of the ad, right? This might be a page with a particular product or service that the ad is promoting. The message on your ad should always match the message on your website that you're sending people to. One thing that I've noticed when I am doing audits for clients, when I do audits on their Google Analytics or their ad platform, is they have ads running and then the page that they link to has nothing to do with the ad. That is a recipe for some kind of failure when it comes to getting a conversion with the customer buying something, because if they're clicking on an ad, they're already expressing an interest and they want to get their needs met at that moment, right? Okay. So next you'll want to write a text ad. During this setup, you're going to write one ad, and later you have the option to create multiple variations if you'd like. You also have the option to add a clickable phone number that can help searchers on smartphones contact you directly with a call directly from your ad, which I think is beautiful. And we'll talk about writing more effective ads a little bit later in the workshop. Are there any writers on this call? If there are, please let me know who you are and share your information on the chat, and make sure that hosts and all panelists are copied. because I love working with writers. At my agency, Birk Creative, we hire a lot of writers because I'm a writer myself, but everything now in the world is about content strategy and content development. So if there's writers, please say hello. All right. So in Smart Campaigns, you'll be asked to select keyword themes, and these themes should be related to the product or service being offered. The system will suggest themes for you. You can turn them on and off if they're not a good fit for your ad. You can always add more themes. There may be suggestions to choose from as well. And the theme should match the message in the specific ad, not everything in your business that your business has to offer. So what I love about this as well is there's a lot of automation, so it really does minimize how much thinking and strategy you have to put in place. If you are spending, and I really don't know exactly how much you should spend before you start maybe thinking about going beyond a simple ad and maybe having somebody help you do complex ad variations and versions. But generally, this particular platform, the Smart Campaigns, make it really, really easy, so you don't have to spend an incredible amount of time figuring out how to write and customize ads. A lot of things go into the back end of Smart Campaigns that make it really, really easy for small businesses to be successful. So next, you want to select the geographic locations where your ads are eligible to appear. Google Ads gives you a variety of options, including zip codes, cities, regions, or radiuses around an address, right? If you're using a radius, you can target up to 40 miles around the location, and as little as 3 miles. And you can always adjust these settings later, which is what I love about digital experiences, because you can always make changes. It's not like doing a print ad where if you put something in print and it's wrong, you have to reprint the whole thing. You can always make edits when you're doing digital work. So after that, you're going to set a budget. You're going to choose a daily average budget, and your daily average budget is the average amount you could spend each day, the average amount. With Smart Campaigns, you're ultimately setting a maximum of a monthly budget. While your daily ad budget may change and vary from day to day, the total amount that you put to the budget will not exceed your monthly budget. So if you say, I only want to spend $500 a month, your budget will never go over $500 a month. Sometimes you'll be under the month, right? You'll be under, you'll never hit the 500. And you'll probably want to understand, why that is, because you really do want to spend the budget that you have to get the most visibility. Okay. All right, so Google Ads will multiply your average daily budget by 30.4. This is how it's calculated. So the average, which is the average number of days in a month, 30.4, right? So it's average daily budget times 30.4 equals your maximum monthly budget. If you increase your budget in the middle of a billing period, the maximum amount you'll be charged for that month will be your new average daily budget times the number of days remaining in the month, if that makes sense. Okay, if you receive fewer clicks than you budgeted for, you'll only be charged for the clicks that you've received. For example, like I said earlier, if you set a maximum budget of $50, but you received only $13 of clicks, you'll only be charged $13. But you know what? Again, if you have a $50 budget and you're only getting charged $13, I want to go back and see what we need to do to fix that so you can, get to your maximum spend, which means maximum visibility. So to finish, you have an opportunity to review your campaign settings and make any changes. You'll be asked to enter payment information and set up optional conversion tracking. So you can review your campaign at any time to make changes and layer on some additional options like ad scheduling. This is picking days of the week and times of the day when ads are eligible to appear. Ad scheduling is really useful if you don't want to show your ad during hours when your business is closed, such as nights or weekends, or maybe there's something going on, you're like, let me just turn off the ads right now. For example, when Queen Elizabeth died, many people stopped running their ads for a little bit. So there might be some events that make you decide to turn off your ads. You have full control to do that. I also want to mention Zoom does have the ability to have closed captioning. So if you'd rather read versus listen, you should be able to turn on closed captioning on your end. And that way you can kind of consume information very differently. I know when I watch movies now, I actually always put on closed captioning. I have to read subtitles as well as listening to people talk. It really does help me understand and interpret the information much better than if I'm just listening. So the campaign we just set up is called Smart Campaign, and some advertisers with more experience choose to set up campaigns in what's called expert mode, right? So some advertisers, again, like expert mode, like me, because it offers a full range of Google Ads features and campaign types, right? So while it gives advertisers more complete control over their bidding strategies, It also requires more complex management and understanding. So that's why we recommend expert mode for advanced marketers and advertisers. So with expert mode, you can create search campaigns, display campaigns, video campaigns, app campaigns, shopping campaigns. There's so many different campaigns you can do in expert mode that you really can't do as well in smart campaigns. The chart on the slide compares smart campaigns with search campaigns created in expert mode, and both campaigns show ads in the same places on google.com. But expert mode is really better suited for experienced marketers, right? Experienced marketers that really understand and know how to use the advanced tools, the controls, and the different reporting features as part of their ads. So, again, to really get the best results from an expert mode, you're going to want to manage it on a daily basis. I'm actually going to give you a resource so you can learn more. I'm going to put it here in the chat. Okay. So as I mentioned at the beginning of this workshop, we're focusing on text ads today, and I showed you how to create an ad using smart campaigns. So now I'm going to show you how to use expert mode to create text ads that will show up in Google search, right? So to switch from smart campaign to expert mode, you want to navigate to a new campaign. And I would suggest that if you're kind of following along right now, I know that Tommy's going to have this recording later. You could probably listen and just kind of see how it goes right now, and then later follow up with Tommy to get the link to watch this video again to get more help. I think with this type of information, if you've never run ads before on any platform, sometimes this really can be a lot to consume and a lot of information. So I want to make sure you're getting the best that you can out of this content. So I highly recommend maybe listening and then coming back later to watch a YouTube video that Tommy's going to be posting at some point soon. And I really do want to encourage you to ask questions. This is not a Google run class. I am a small business owner just like you, and I am a Google digital coach. So I want you to feel free to ask questions in the chat, right? This is the kind of workshop where you can stop, ask questions. I can't actually see if you raise your hand, but Tommy can definitely break in if you have a pressing question. This is supposed to be a safe space to ask questions however you feel you need to, and just kind of go with the flow. So please don't be afraid to ask me anything. No question you ask is not, every question you ask is a great question. And if I don't have the answer, I will find you an answer. Okay, and by the way, I'm gonna put my email address in the chat, because that way, if you do have questions that you don't want to ask publicly, you can always send me an email and I can try to help. Okay. All right, so I just showed you how to create an ad using smart campaigns. So we're going to look at expert mode right now. So to switch your smart campaign to expert mode, I want you to navigate to a new campaign. And if you started a smart campaign already but didn't complete it, you might have to click the back button to start a new ad. So you want to click the link to switch to expert mode, and that link is typically towards the bottom of your screen, depending on what laptop you're on or if you're on. Hopefully you're not doing this from your phone, because it's a little challenging for mobile phone. All right, when you're in expert mode, you want to start at the all campaigns page and you want to click on new campaign. You will select a goal, then you're going to select a campaign type. And to create a standard search campaign, you're going to click the option labeled search as shown in the screenshot. And if you're here and you decide you'd rather create another smart campaign, you can actually click the express option if you like instead. You don't have to do expert mode. So there's a lot of ways to get to where you want to go when it comes to doing ads in Google. So improving your ads. Once you get to setting up ads, you're going to want some strategies to improve them. And remember, you can always edit an ad after it's always running, right? After it's already running. You can always do that. That's the beauty of digital experiences, that you can always make changes. Nothing is set in stone. It's like a living, breathing experience. Okay, so earlier in the training, I showed you the process of writing your ad, and here's a little bit more information about that. So headlines appear at the top of your ad and can be up to 30 characters, a total of 90 characters. Your headlines and other parts of your ad, including extensions, may show in different configurations based on the device that a potential customer is using, or when Google Ads predicts that it may improve your performance, right? So your ad description lines appear below the display URL and can be up to 90 characters, which is a total of 180 characters. So you do have more space. Like the title, your description and other parts of your ad, including extensions, may show in different configurations depending on the device, or when Google predicts that it may improve ad performance. So Google has a lot of great things running underneath this ad tool to make it easier for you as a small business owner, so you're not trying to do everything, right? Because we're always trying to do everything, but Google's making it really easy for us. So the final URL is the page of your website that people reach after clicking your ad. This may not be your homepage. It should always, always, always match what your ad promotes. And I mentioned that earlier. So it's really important to focus on showcasing the most relevant, compelling information for your ad. A promotion and a call to action for your potential customers can also encourage links and clicks, can encourage clicks. So a great ad highlights what makes your product or service unique. You may want to include prices, promotions, exclusives. You might want to empower customers to take an action. You want to include at least one of your keywords in your ad. You always want to check spelling or grammar because typos look completely unprofessional and can hurt an otherwise very compelling campaign. You can get more tips for writing effective ads by visiting g.co/text-ad-tips. I'm going to put this in the chat. It's an amazing resource. It's a tremendous resource. So here's a few more ways to improve your ads. If you're in expert mode, you want to create very specific target audiences and ad groups so your ads appear much more relevant to customers. You want to include keywords that directly relate to the specific theme of your ad, website, product, or service, so it's easy for your target audience to find. If you are creating a smart campaign, Google will take care of all this for you, and I'll show you that in a minute. But no matter what version of ads you're using, creating simple, enticing ads that stand out from the competition by offering solutions to customer pain points, promotions, or unique features is what works. So creating a strong call to action that encourages users to click on your ad to help them understand what they can do once they reach your website always works well. For example, click here to save 20% or call us for your free consultation. The link is g.co/text-ad-tips. It's right above your message. Actually, let me change that up again. Hold on a minute. All right, right here. And thank you for calling this out. Let's see, I think I got it. Yeah, I just put this in the chat. Thank you for asking. Okay. So here's some examples. Call us for your free consultation or click here to save 20%. Please let me know if you didn't get the link. So test out multiple ads by experimenting with different offers and calls to action while monitoring their effectiveness through indicators such as your click-through or conversion rate. So you want to regularly review your campaign performance. You can help figure out the best way to achieve your goals. So what you don't want to do is just put an ad out there and just let it run. You want to go back and look to see if it's working or not, right? You really want to make sure that it's working and getting to the goals that you've set for it. So if you create a smart campaign, you can also take advantage of keyword themes. And these themes help the system automatically generate keywords for you. And they're called search phrases. This determines when ads should appear. So search phrases are automatically generated based on the selected keyword themes. And that's why it's important to choose an accurate keyword theme so your ads can appear in front of the right customers. So in this screenshot, you'll see some search phrases that were created for the advertiser based on themes. Smart campaigns will always determine how precisely search phrases need to match the searcher's query, and that's called a match type. It also determines how much of your budget should be allocated to an individual click. That's called the bid. Remember that I talked about the bid earlier? It's the maximum amount you'll pay for a click on an ad within your monthly budget. With smart campaigns, you can't add additional search phrases, but you can remove them if they're not a good fit for your business. Again, smart campaigns make it easy for you, but it does limit your flexibility to do things that you might be able to do in expert mode. So if you're building a search campaign in expert mode, you'll see keywords, not search phrases. Keywords are not created automatically. You must create and manage the keywords that can trigger the ads. I want to give you a suggestion. I want you to type in Google Trends on search. If you go to Google Trends, you actually might be able to get ideas on what keywords are great to use that are associated with your business, because it also will give you information on how often the keyword appears in what parts of the country, right? Like, what is the topic or concept that people are talking about right now? that can help me make an ad that's related to my business. Google Trends is a really fun tool, and you should use it whenever you're writing original content. All right, so here's a tip that can help you create an effective keyword list. Implementing match types. Match types control how precisely the search query needs to match your keyword. So this default is called broad match. Google Ads automatically runs your ads on related variations of your keywords, including synonyms, misspellings, and other related searches, including searches that don't contain keyword terms. So if you want to be more restrictive on what search queries can trigger your ads, you might want to try phrase match. A phrase match is a keyword surrounded by quotation marks. If you're familiar with search processes on Google, you'll know that if you put quote marks around a phrase, that's the only thing that will show up in search. And I sometimes do that when I want to know something very, very specific. So with phrase match, you can show your ad to customers who are searching for your exact keywords and close variants of your exact keyword with additional words before or after. Phrase match is more targeted than the default broad match, but more flexible than our third option, which is called exact match. Exact match keywords are surrounded by square brackets. Square brackets. Let me do this. Exact match. That is a square bracket. With exact match, I'm going to get back to you on that, Cynthia. That's a great question. With exact match, you can show your ad to customers who are searching for your exact keyword or close variants of your exact keyword. So close variants include searches for keywords with the same meaning as the exact keywords, regardless of the spelling or grammar similarities between the query and the keyword. So one of the 4 keyword matching options, exact match gives you the most control over who sees your ad and can result in a higher click-through rate, CTR. There's also finally negative keywords. Negative keywords let you exclude search terms from your campaign. So you may not have a website to link on, but you can also send it to a YouTube page. You can send it to a social media page. It doesn't have to be a website. You can also do a phone number. And if you have a phone number that you want to publish, you can use it, or you can also get a Gmail account and you can get a free Google Voice line. You can always have your ads make a phone call. So I don't know if you're familiar with Google Voice, but it's free and it's amazing. And with every Gmail address you have the opportunity to get a Google Voice line for your business or your venture or whatever it is you're trying to work on, right? And you can use Google Voice to text message as well. It's not just for phone calls. Okay. All right. So to find keywords for your search campaigns, you can use Keyword Planner. You can use this free tool to discover new keywords related to your business and see estimates of the searches they receive and the cost to target them. It's really amazing. Keyword Planner also provides another way to create search campaigns that are centered around in-depth keyword research. Depends on your business, right? Depends on your business. Some people do very deep keyword searches. When I work at my agency on ad campaigns for large brands, we do a lot of research on keywords because we're spending a lot of money per day, per month, and we're up against a lot of competition, sometimes from very similar businesses. So we really do have to do a lot of keyword searching. Okay, if you have any questions about Google Voice, let me know, but Google Voice is great. Just type in Google search, Google Voice, and you'll come up with the link to Google Voice, and make sure you're logged into your right Gmail account and you can get a Google Voice line lickety split. All right. So ad extensions show extra business information with your ad, like an address, a phone number, a store rating, or more web page links. In Smart Campaigns, these goals are set up automatically. I really highly suggest, if you're not familiar with running ads, if you've never done them before, if you've never spent money on any ads on any platform, I highly recommend starting off with Smart Campaigns versus Expert Mode. All right, if you're creating a search campaign in Expert Mode, you can add more extensions, such as price extensions, promotion extensions, structured snippet extensions, app extensions, and automated extensions. If you want to learn more about these phrases, please go to Google and type each one in, and you will get answers to each of the questions. Just make sure that when you type search for example, structured snippet extensions, make sure when you type that in that you're getting a Google resource to learn about it. You're not getting a third-party resource that's rephrasing or retraining you on something that they learned with Google. You want to make sure it's coming from google.com when you do searches for this kind of information. All right. So the last part of your ad process is measuring the success of your campaigns. So when we first set up ads, we talked about having a goal for each ad campaign, and I want to review that. So if you remember the goals of your ads, you want to think about things like, did your ad make it clear to people what action to take? Did they take the action? Keep your goal top of mind always when you're evaluating your ad performance. Always need to know what the goals are. If you don't have a goal, you will fail. You know, it's like if you're playing football, if there's no goalpost, what are we playing the game for? Like, we need to have a goalpost, right? We need to have goals that we know where we're going, and we know how to know if we actually succeeded in what we're trying to do. All right, so after your ad starts running, you can view reports that show the ad's performance. To interpret reports, you need to understand some terminology. I'm just gonna go over some of these things right now. Impressions. This is how often your ad is shown. Sometimes these things get a little confusing. An impression is counted each time your ad is shown on a search results page or on another site in the Google network. Each time your ad appears on Google or the Google network, it's counted as one impression. Clicks. When someone clicks your ad, like on the blue headline of a text ad, Google Ads counts that as a click. Impressions and clicks combined help create another important term, which is click-through rate. So click-through rate tells you how many people who have seen your ad end up clicking on the ad, right? Click-through rate. Whoever sees how many people see your ad that actually go and click on it. Very amazing, amazing process. So a conversion is an action that's counted when someone interacts with your ad or free product listing. For example, clicks a text ad or views a video ad, and then they take the action that you've defined as the goal of your ad. It could be making an online purchase. It could be calling your business from a mobile phone, signing up for your email newsletter. These are things I mentioned earlier. It's best to have the conversion in mind when you first create your ad. Conversions are measured with conversion tracking. You can use different tracking processes to measure conversions depending on the action that someone takes. I'm going to send you this link. I'm going to put it here. I know my screen just switched, right? Let's see. All right. I'm going to put that in there to give you more information about that. Okay. All right. So check that link and you can learn more about tracking processes. Okay. So Smart Campaigns offer simplified reports for impressions, clicks, calls, and optionally conversions. Simplified reports. Again, this is for people that are just starting an ad themselves, never done one before, and really don't need a lot of additional features, right? You wouldn't necessarily use a Smart Campaign if you're running a large campaign, Google ad campaign for a client as an agency or something like that. But it's great to learn on, right? If you're in that space right now. So Search Campaigns in Expert Mode offer more detailed reports, including ad groups, ads, landing pages, keywords, demographics, and way, way more, right? So finally, when you set up your Google Ads account, you'll have the option to link to your Google Analytics. Now, this is not a Google Analytics class. I'm not going into Google Analytics right now because it's a lot of information, and this is a lot as it is. However, if you don't have Google Analytics, please get Google Analytics to attach to your website. It doesn't take long, but there are a few steps involved. Because once you have Google Analytics with your website, creating an ad campaign is so much better because you get to track and you get to learn things about your ads and about your website and how things are performing. Okay, so linking your Google ad account to your analytics property lets you see the full customer cycle from how the users interact with your marketing, like seeing an impression, how they finally complete the goals you set for them on the site, have they made the purchases, things like that. If you haven't set up analytics, you should make sure to watch a video on Google On Air. Just type in Google On Air on Google, and you can type in make better business decisions with analytics. You can get a high-level one-on-one workshop on Google Analytics, okay? So when you link your Google Ads to analytics, you'll have the ability to see ad performance data in the Google Ads reports, which are really amazing, beautifully designed reports, very easy and accessible. You'll be able to import analytics goals and e-commerce transactions into your Google Ads account. You can import cross-device conversions into your Google account, if you're wondering what that means, from mobile phone to desktop, from YouTube on your TV screen to mobile, things like that. Import analytics metrics like bounce rate, average session duration, page session into your Google Ads account, things like that. Enhance your Google Ads remarketing with analytics as well, and you can get much richer data in the analytics multi-channel funnels reports. There's a lot to do in the expert mode, with Google Analytics. It's amazing. It's amazing. But you can still use Google Analytics with your smart campaigns as well. But when you actually combine that with expert mode, I mean, you are 100% fully on and ready to go. So to start collecting basic data from your website, you want to first create or sign into your analytics account. And I know some of you don't have a website yet, and that's fine. But you want to create or sign into your analytics account. You want to go to g.co/analytics, which I'll share here. And you want to do the following. You want to create an account and you click start for free because it is free. Google Analytics is a totally free tool. Then you want to sign into your analytics account, and then you want to set up your property in your analytics account. And you do need a website for this. A property represents a website or an app as well. It's the collection point in analytics for all the data from your site or your app. And most of you will be setting up a property for your website, most likely later on the workshop. But if you have an app, raise your hand, let me know. I'd be really curious to know if anybody's got an app in here on the call today. So I want to recap a little bit. That's a lot of information. But hopefully it was helpful information to get you started. My experience with this type of content is, number one, I have to have captions on, subtitles. Number two, I have to listen to it again, right? If this is the first time I've ever heard this information, I have to listen to it again. I have to go back, click the YouTube link and listen again and watch and learn. And then the third time I'll have to do it again, but I'll also have windows open and try new things. So it takes me a little bit of time to really, consume and get this information and penetrate so that I can be effective and actually execute on this, right? So don't be alarmed, don't get discouraged. This sometimes takes some time. And if there's people that are on the call that have a lot of experience in analytics and Google Ads, please let people know on the call how you're happy to help them learn more. If you have an agency that does this for a living, share your information right now. You never know, someone might want to hire you to help their business with this work because they've decided that they really do want to hire a professional, and that's completely fine as well. All right, so this slide is beautiful. I love this slide so much. I love this slide because it really does show you how a customer goes through a journey to make a decision. And a lot of times as a customer, you're not really thinking about all these things. You're just doing these things. You're just like, I'm just gonna go buy this thing. But sometimes when you're at the point of sale, if you kind of go backtrack and figure out like, how did you get there? This is what it looks like. So this really does illustrate the complexity of a consumer's online journey, right? Different people need different touch points before they're ready to buy. And you don't really know where people are in their about to buy journey, or if they're researching, who knows what they're doing, right? So text ads are a really good starting point, but there's a lot of opportunities for you to showcase your products and services online, right? From a free YouTube channel, I mentioned Google Voice. You can also have a free YouTube channel. There are people out there in the world that do not have a website. They only have a YouTube channel, and that's totally fine. You can have an email and you can just send out email newsletters, right? You can do all kinds of things, and those things can also support the message in your ad campaigns. You also might want to consider a Google business profile, right? So if you create a Google business profile, you can have that could be your website, and that's free as well. That comes with your Gmail account. So here's another thing that comes with your Gmail account. Check it out. And when you get a Google business profile, you can also get a free website. And I mentioned I have a class coming up on the 30th of September, which will show you how to get a free website using your Gmail account. All right, so a Google business profile is free with a Gmail. And I also want to make mention, we actually have a new business profile attribute. It's actually called the business profile agent attribute. And I want to share the information about this attribute because what is an attribute? It allows you to declare and indicate that you are a Black-owned business, you're a Latino-owned business, you're an Asian-owned business, you're an LGBTQ-owned business. It's pretty exciting. We just released the agent attribute within the last, I think sometime this quarter. So I highly encourage you to take a look at that and decide. It's your choice. You can indicate that you're Asian-owned or not, but I do love having the flexibility of knowing that I can decide if I want to let people know on the type of business that I'm running, because it's, oftentimes it actually sends more customers to your door. They want to do business with me because I'm a Black woman-owned business. I love that. All right, so check that out. Oh, I should also mention, and I did, excuse me, I did share a document or 2 documents, I believe, with Tommy. If you're looking to start a new career, and you land a competitively paid job, you should really check out Google Career Certificates. It's really exciting. It's a free program. It's actually not completely free. Well, it actually depends on how it's set up. There's some companies that offer Google certificates for free through their company, and there's other people that go through what's called Coursera, but check it out. This can give you a path to in-demand jobs, to top employers that are currently hiring, right? You don't have to have a college degree. You don't have to have an MBA. You didn't have to go to Ivy League or whatever to get a Google Career Certificate. And in fact, I just saw this really amazing article. Actually, not an article, it was a post on LinkedIn last month. There's a woman who has a couple of associate degrees, and I really loved it. She's an older woman, and she doesn't look like she actually got a BA or a BFA or an MFA. She has an associate's degree. She put on LinkedIn how she got all different types of certifications, including some Google Career Certificates. And guess what? She got hired by Google to work there. Now, there's no guarantee you'll get hired by Google, but the point is that these certificates really do work. I also had a young woman in my class, my Google 5-year anniversary celebration last month, and she was going through the Grow.Google certificate program. And she was really excited because she's now, I think she's posting all over LinkedIn. She's got like 3 or 4 certificates, and now she's really ready to go. She's going to events, she's getting free merch. I mean, she's just so excited because she's really leveling up her tech skills. So she's going to be really ready to hit the ground running when she decides to start applying for jobs. So highly encourage you to take a look at grow.google/certificates, because you can send this out to anybody that's 16 and up to see if they can get certified in IT support, project management, UX design, data analytics, digital marketing, e-commerce, whatever it looks like. There's so many things you can do. You can go at your own pace. And also, if you're an employer, this actually helps you, give some training to your employees. They can realize, wow, my employer is actually investing in me, right, by doing this. And that's something also to think about in terms of a recruiting tool, right? So I do want to share some fine print. So if you have a U.S. business right now, you can get 500 scholarships each to earn a career certificate to train your employees. So they're worth up to $100,000 in workforce training per American company. So if you're a company, you can get $100,000, through the Google certificate program. And U.S. businesses are eligible to receive up to 500 scholarships for Google Career Certificates on Coursera. This is only valid through December 18th of 2024. I know it seems like a long way off, but time is flying. Time is flying. So I want to share this link because businesses can apply for these scholarships at this link. Certificates for business. So eligibility and number of licenses granted are subject to application, business approval, verification, and approval by Coursera. But it's really amazing. So please share this with businesses that you know. It's a really tremendous program. It's very well funded. It's great. It's really great. I love it. And if you enjoy video lessons, I know that Cynthia is asking a lot of amazing questions. I'm so grateful for your engagement, Cynthia. Thank you very much for asking questions. But if you want to subscribe to the Grow with Google YouTube channel, you can go there, and that channel publishes a new video every single Thursday, and it covers topics that can help you grow your skills, So it's a little different than what we're doing here, which is a little bit more of a casual, interactive experience. On the Grow with Google, these are one directional. They've been recorded, and you can listen to them at your leisure, however you want to consume content and learn. Whenever you want, just go there and click. You don't have to sign up. You just click a link and watch, which I think is really fantastic because we're all really busy. We got a lot of stuff to do. So sometimes you just want to go in and get a quick hit of information. This is a great place to do it. And again, Grow with Google is amazing. So I want you to understand that this program, Grow with Google, is very well loved and beloved by people at Google because it helps job seekers, teachers, small business owners like us, startups, developers. There's just so many things that Grow with Google does. And there's a lot of partnerships now that are happening. Chinese Mutual Aid Association is a Google partner. because of the partnership they have with Google, Grow with Google, they're able to run classes like that. They're able to call me up and say, hey, JinJa, Birkenbeuel, can you run a class for me? Of course I can, because you're a Grow with Google partner. If you are a business, a nonprofit 501c3, and you want to become a partner, please let me know, and I will send you the form where you can apply to become a Google partner. And I'll put my name in the chat again. I'm sorry, not my name, my email address. And you can just let me know how you'd like me to help. And I'm also very interested in running other workshops like this as well for other nonprofit organizations that have wonderful, engaged, exciting, excited, passionate communities just like you. This is the type of work I love to do. I enjoy this. This makes me feel good about myself, and it makes me feel like I'm actually contributing something to a greater good. All right, so if you have a little bit of time today for a few minutes, I'd love for you to take my survey, because this helps Google retool their content. I'd love for you to take this if you could. And I do want to look at some questions. There's a few more minutes left. What questions do you have for me? Let's see, W. Nor, is it possible to run a campaign based on users as opposed to clicks, since multiple clicks could come from the same uses? I'd have to get back to you on the answer to that. However, back in the old days, the old days, oftentimes there were bots and things that were clicking ads over and over and over again. It sounds like that might be what you're asking. Google has implemented different, and I'd have to check on this for sure to get the exact language and verbiage, so I'm speaking from my memory, but they've made adjustments and changes to prevent a bot from clicking ads, which is what I think you're asking me. So that's something worth knowing, and I will want to get back to you on that. So if you want to email me to JinJa@Birk Creative, I can get more clarification. But I believe that that actually was addressed years ago. So that's sort of something, I recall that being a problem back in the very beginning. Yes, great to know about Google certificates. Let's see, you don't have a website and no app yet, Cynthia. So you know what? If you go to Google Business Profile, you can get a free website through your Gmail account. And I do have a class on Friday, the 30th, where I'm specifically talking about how to get a free website and a domain, and how to get an email account. So if you want to come to that class, I can help you do that. There's so many things available, Cynthia, that are low cost. I mean, there's just no reason to spend a ton of money on launching your online presence. It's not necessary anymore to do that until you start really growing and making real money. There's so many free things out there, especially on Google platforms. Let's see, what else can I answer? I also want to say, Cynthia, you're so engaged. For a franchise owner in their company, can it be considered as an individual business? I believe it can. I do believe it can. I have a friend that launched a franchise massage company that's under a larger umbrella, and he's able to have his own Google business profile. However, I think it really depends, and this is my information, not Google, so I want you to keep your own counsel. I'm not giving financial advice, but I do believe that maybe you have to get permission from your franchise owner of the brand on how they actually manage their Google business profiles, right? So you may have restrictions around how you can actually put your information on Google. So you need to check with the owner of the brand, right? That's something important. And again, I'm not providing financial advice. I'm not a lawyer, but I just have worked with businesses before where they've had to really go a little bit deeper into the franchise space. Oh, thank you. Let's see. I ran a smart campaign. I searched terms reports. My keyword theme is okay. I have search terms reports that have search words used before user landed on my ad. My keyword themes are very different from them. Should the terms have any reflection on keyword themes? If so, can you give me some tips? Do you recommend text only or ads with graphics? Okay, great. I am going to get back to you on that. I don't know who asked the question. Oh, RuPaul asked the question. Okay. Let me circle back with you on that if you don't mind, because we're out of time. It's 12 o'clock, and I want to answer your question properly. And I do believe that your search terms should be a reflection of your keyword themes. I do believe that everything should align like that, but I'm not 100% sure of the question you're asking. So I want to get back to you on that so I can answer it properly. So can you email me this question to jbirkenbeuel@google.com so I can get back to you on this one? And also, I want to thank everybody for coming to the basics of Google Digital Ads. Cynthia and RuPaul and Maylee, can you please send me to jbirkenbeuel@google.com your mailing address? I would love to send you a free Google Home Mini from Google because you were so engaged in the chat. I think, oh, and W Noor as well. That would be 4 people, I think. Is that correct, Tommy? That ask questions? I love rewarding engagement. So I want to make sure that RuPaul, Cynthia, W Noor, and Maylee have the opportunity to have a Google Home Mini. I just need for the address to be sent to you, and you can send it to me, and I will have a Google Home Mini sent directly from Google. Okay, I'd love to do that. So thank you so much for your engagement. You're welcome, Cynthia. Can you manage that experience, Tommy, for me? Can you collect the addresses for those 4 people, and I can send them a Google Home Mini?
Sure thing. I will. We'll do that.
Okay, excellent. So you're welcome, Maylee. So RuPaul, please make sure to email me and I will get clarification around your question. I feel like someone else asked me a question that I have to get clarity on, but I don't remember who asked the question. Do you remember, Tommy? Was there another question earlier that I needed to answer? Oh, I think it was, is it possible to run a campaign based on users as opposed to clicks, since multiple clicks could come from the same uses? I want to get clarification on that as well. So I'll need that question to be sent to me via email. Well, without further ado, what other questions do you have for me? This was a great workshop. I really appreciate you coming. Thank you very much. I hope you can take my survey. Again, I'm JinJa Birkenbeuel, and you can always reach out to me at LinkedIn. Just look for me on LinkedIn and let me know that you came to my workshop today, and I'd be happy to just connect with you on LinkedIn. Any questions for me? Let me see if I can see the faces. Let's see if there's any faces. Is there any faces show up?
Not unless we promote specific attendees. So
gotcha. Okay,
we can promote everybody at the end here, but I think that wraps up all the questions, and I'll follow up with the recording and share some more links and information to get in contact with you. And we look forward to our next webinar on October 18th.
Sounds fantastic. And of course, if you'd like to come to September 30 for Cynthia, the free website, please join that one. Thank you so much, Tommy.
Thank you, JinJa, and thank you for everybody who attended. We hope to see everybody at the next one. Bye now.